Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys didn't know, my name is Veronica. I am a makeup artist based here in Las Vegas. I'm also the business manager for Space & K Apothecary here at Nordstrom's in Fashion Show Mall. So today's look, I wanted something like sultry, smoky, but serving like summertime Caribbean exotic vibes. And this is what I kind of came up with. I wanted to do a brown smoky eye versus like your traditional black smoky eye that everyone does. I just feel like there's something more sophisticated, refined about a smoky brown eye. And I feel like it could work on more people because I feel like a black smoky eye could be too much for a lot of people, and I just feel like this look is very versatile. Anywho, if you're interested in learning more about this look, please keep on watching. Alright, so let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to start this look off with a primer. And because this look is very tropical, Caribbean, summertime vibes, I wanted to have a skin finish that has a very glowy, sun-kissed, bronzy look. So before I put my foundation on, I'm going to use this by Terry Brightening CC Serum. It is in the color Apricot Glow. I actually like it because it's so much more than a primer. The Apricot Glow one specifically helps neutralize any kind of redness to the skin. It helps kind of brighten the skin as well. It also has like iridescent pigments. Let me see if you guys can see it on my hand. It gives the skin the most subtle sheen. It's different than like a liquid highlighter. I feel like liquid highlighters tend to be a little bit more metallic-y and a little too strong for what I'm trying to do. So that's the first step that I'm going to do before I put on the foundation. But what I really love about it is that it gives the most beautiful finish. There's actually a another color called Sunny Flash that when you put it on before your foundation, it gives your skin like a sun-kissed tan. So if you want that like sun-kissed look, the Sunny Flash would be best for you. I chose Apricot Glow because I have a lot of redness on my skin today, especially like right here. So I want to really cancel that out and try to diffuse it a little bit before I put foundation. If you can see, it kind of gives my skin the most subtle like glow to the skin, which is really nice. You can use it on its own too if you don't want to wear makeup. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to do is my complexion. So I'm going to use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the color Patagonia. And I love this foundation because it has this beautiful, again, light reflecting, diffusing kind of finish. And that's exactly kind of the look that I want for this tropical summertime vibe makeup look that I'm doing today. It gives you like a, let me shake it up a little bit. It gives you a really pretty medium natural finish. Oh my God, is it empty? I mean, okay, so I'm going to take the foundation and I'm going to use this Hourglass double-ended brush. I love Hourglass brushes. But look at that coverage. Oh my God, it's so good. But anyway, the brushes are all synthetic. If you're not familiar with Hourglass, Hourglass, I believe is like a all-vegan natural brand. But I love their brushes because they're so like well made for synthetic brushes. I actually favor natural bristled brushes, but they actually make really good synthetic brushes. Can we take a look at this finish? Oh my God, look at that. Okay, look at the finish. Can you see it? It just gives you like the most beautiful glow. I'm gonna bring it up into my ears because my ears are kind of red. I'm giving so much redness today. I don't know why. I mean, just look at the difference. So the coverage is there. The coverage is a really good medium. I feel like you could even build it up to a full coverage, but it's really pretty. And I love that sheen. And together with the By Terry, it just gives your skin this very luminous look. I hope it covers this little red spot that I have. And what's nice about this brush too, it doesn't leave a lot of streaks. It actually blends it out really nicely. I usually have to go over like brush applications with a beauty blender to kind of diffuse the streaks. But this one's buffing out really nicely. I have this weird redness right here. I don't know why, but this is when I bust out the beauty blender. I'm just gonna take a little and just tap it on my cheek where it tends to be red. Look at that finish. How beautiful is this foundation? This is definitely one of my favorite foundations of 2022. I just look so glowy, look. Yes. Love it. So now I'm gonna go into my concealer. And the concealer I'm gonna use is from KEVYN AUCOIN. And this concealer is called the Supernatural Concealer. And I'm actually using the color corrector. I'm just gonna use a little though. I'm just gonna put it like right here and right here just to kind of cancel out some of that darkness. And then I'm gonna use another brush from Hourglass. I don't know what the name of this brush is, but I'll have it all linked down below. But I love it because it has an angle to it. You see that? It just fits perfectly underneath the eye. I feel like most color correctors are really peach, and this one just looks brightening. It has a brightening finish to it. It's not orange. It doesn't look like I have orange under my eyes like most color correctors. Wow, that really brightened though. Look at that. Look under my eyes. Oh my gosh. I feel people just sleep on KEVYN AUCOIN. They really do. People are so obsessed with like trendy makeup instead of like really good quality makeup, I feel, nowadays. And KEVYN AUCOIN is definitely one of those brands that people overlook for the trendy makeup instead of makeup that's just super high quality and a lot of like makeup artists use. And then I'm just gonna diffuse the concealer into the foundation, and actually take a little bit of the foundation and just tap it on the edges, like where the foundation meets the concealer, and it helps blend it in. Wow, look how bright that is. That looks really good. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so powder, I'm going into the KEVYN AUCOIN loose powder. I'm just going to find my powder puff. And once again, I'm just going to set under my eyes, on the sides of my nose, anywhere makeup really moves around. If you're oilier on the nose, you can powder your nose. Pretty much just your T-zone. My laugh lines, my eyelids, and my forehead. So I'm not really going into the sides of my face because I don't want to disrupt that beautiful finish that the NARS foundation really gives you. And that's why I like puffs like this, because it really like pushes the powder into the skin and creates a very seamless, smooth finish. Look at that. Look how smooth that is. So pretty. So next is one of my favorite parts, and that is bronzer. And you guessed it, I'm using the KEVYN AUCOIN Dusk Medium Neo Bronzer. Why do I love this one so much? Because it has gradation. It goes from dark to like a medium color, so you can really mix, match, and customize. And I'm going into my By Terry brush once again because I love it so much. This is a natural bristle brush. So natural bristle brushes versus, say, a synthetic brush have more diffusion in the application. So what that means, it really buffs out the color and applies the bronzer in a very like airbrushed kind of way. So I'm just going underneath the jawline and then pushing it down. And then on top of this, because I'm extra, I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 3. And this is really cool because it has 3 colors, and look how bronzy, and you can kind of see the finish. It's very similar. It's like the powder version of the foundation. And what I do is I mix all 3. So I literally just go back and forth, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna put it on top of the bronzer because I want the bronzer to like have a nice, beautiful shimmer to it. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, that just gave me so much life. I am giving you so much bronziness. Okay, I think that was good. Just that little application because she was powerful. Oh my gosh, I am a bronzed goddess right now. To add on to the bronze goddess, oh wait, I didn't even contour my nose. How dare I? Let me bust it out. KEVYN AUCOIN contour palettes. Let me find a good brush to use. I'm gonna go to MAC brush 248, I think, 248S. It rubbed off, but again, everything will be linked below if it is available. So I'm just gonna go into the sculpting medium. Yeah, with this look, you almost have to sculpt out the nose because it'll be so weird. Everything is like bronzed out and sculpted out, and then you have like this super light nose. So you just want to make sure that's contoured. So again, I start in the front of my brow, pull down on the side and around my nostril. And then I kind of focus it on the deepest parts of my nose. So I really go a little harder here with the color. And then I kind of go a little lighter, and then I go a little harder on the tip of my nose to give it that super contoured look. Now, I'm gonna do a highlighter. I want, again, I'm just keep adding on, layering on those glowy, radiant, summer, sun-kissed vibes all over my face. So, with that said, I am using Estee Lauder. This is a baked gelée highlighter in the color 01 Heat Wave. It is called the Bronze Goddess Perfect Powder Bronzer. Of course, I would use a bronzer called Bronze Goddess because that is the inspiration for today's look. So I'm using a brush from, I think this is Mercier, but it's a flat. You can see it's flat. Kind of like a little kitten paw brush. And I like these because it really fits nicely on the planes of my face. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Girl, you are summertime ready. If you were going on a trip this summer and you want to glow underneath the palm trees, this is it. And I go into like my brow just to kind of highlight that bone. And I highlight on the cheekbone. Look at that. That looks gorge. Okay, Estee Lauder. So I like to highlight the top of my lip and a little bit on my chin. So what I do is I close my mouth like that. I flip this sideways so it's flat against my lips. And I go up and down. And it kind of simultaneously highlights the top of my lip and my chin. And then I'm gonna go just like literally a touch on the bridge of my nose in between my brows and then feather it up to my forehead just to get that little bit of light. Now we are going to do blush. So for blush, I was looking around the department. I was like, what's a good blush that just looks like a wash of color? Like I almost wanted to look like watercolor paints. And I totally forgot that Surratt makes this beautiful color. It's called Parfait. It's like a peachy pink, but it's bright. Like it looks, almost has like a sunburnt like look to it, which I really love, but it's like the perfect brightening color. It has a sponge tip applicator. You twist it and the product comes out. Can you see it? That's the product. I'm not going to use a sponge today. I'm just going to put it on my palette here, and I'm going to use a brush. It's very potent. Okay, so I'm going to use the Shiseido brush. Again, I love this brush because the shape It does so many things. It's very multi-purpose. And I'm just going to pick up like this. I'm literally pulling from that little dot and then just using that. So with this look, I want it to be a little higher up onto my cheeks to kind of mimic like that sunburnt, I've been out in the sun for a while. And I'm just going to go right underneath the highlighter and like underneath the contour. And I'm like literally grazing the surface of my face, just like painting, you know, you don't want to just like go in. You want to take a moment, start light, find the placement, and then build upon it, right? I mean, that's pretty much what makeup is. You are painting on a face. So we are just building that color, and look how beautiful. It's like so fresh. It has like the slightest bit of gold. Like I said, I want it to look like a flush of color, so I'm going to bring it up a little higher, almost next to my eye, and then I'm going to fade it down into my cheek. And I love this formula because it's so thin, it's almost like a liquid gel, and it dries down. It's almost like a stain, like a cheek stain, because I wore one of these blushes once, and it stayed on all day and looked vibrant all day. It looked so good. Okay, so I'm just gonna like zoom in so you can see. Look at that complexion. Ooh. I love this look. I love the glowing, radiant skin look. It's like one of my favorite looks. So now, I always go right into brows after I do my skin. Because what I think about when I'm doing my, like before I do my brows is I want my brows on to frame my eye and get me ready on the eyeshadow so I know where to place it, if that makes sense. So again, I'm using the Duo Brow Powder from Anastasia in the color Granites. And I'm using the Bobbi Brown eyebrow brush. So like I said in the last video, I do a line at the bottom to create that definition. I know that bushy brows were in. Apparently we're back to the 90s thin brow, which I hope doesn't come back. Because I guarantee you, if you are under 30 years old and you fall for that trend, when you get into your 30s and your 40s, you're going to regret it. Because a lot of my friends who did that in the 90s regret it because their brows don't grow the same. So don't do it. Just don't do it. If you naturally have a thin brow, good for you, because that's the trend right now. I personally like to have a very sculpted brow. I mean, I started working at MAC in the beginning of my career, and MAC has been doing the MAC brow since before the MAC brow was cool. But when I do brows on my clients, I really kind of assess their brows and what they want, and I try to do the look that suits their face best. But for me, this brow look works for me. I wish I was one of those people that can just throw some brow gel on and call it a day. No, it doesn't happen for me. Okay, and then I'm going to take the KEVYN AUCOIN Precision, the Precision Brow Pencil, and I'm just going to sharpen the edges a little bit. I know some people don't get into this brow look because they think it's like too much, but it's literally the only brow look that looks good on me. I've had other makeup artists try to put that bushy brow on me, and girl, it looks too contrived. Like, it's so, because they draw like little hairs in and all that stuff, but when you look really close, it literally looks like lines in your brows, and that's not for me. I just keep going back to this brow look. So let me do the other side real quick. I'm kind of loving this necklace, no? Shein. Can you believe it? Shein. It was like $10 or something. It was like so cheap. Okay, so the brows are on. What do you think? I like this color brow powder because it's like a cool natural black, which I like. So now is the fun part. We are going to do the eyeshadow. So I'm going to use one of my go-to palettes from KEVYN AUCOIN. It is the Something Nude eyeshadow palette. This is like such a universal palette. You can do so much with this palette. So again, I'm taking my big MAC brush. I'm gonna go into this bottom right corner color called Cocoa. And I'm just going to lay down the, I guess, the foundation of the eyeshadow. So I wanted to do like this brown, kind of chocolatey, smoky eye. So I'm gonna just sketch it out into the crease, like that. And I'm kind of holding the brush on the end, relieve some of the pressure. If I held it up here, you won't get that nice blend. It'd be too stiff and too short. So you wanna like hold it at the end of the brush. And what that does, it makes the brush move in a much lighter, fluid way. So it's like nice and diffused. And this look is actually a lot easier than it seems. It looks so much more dramatic than what it actually is, because it's pretty much like 2 colors, I think, I'm using. So I'm just gonna go in, do this side real quick. And it's really fast. And this is a fast way of just doing your eyeshadow too. You can just do this, put some mascara on, done. And then I'm going to take a flat brush. So I'm going to use, oh actually let me use this one. I'm going to use the Hourglass one. Flat brush. And I'm going to go into, alright, let's just go into this dark, deep color. This one's called Espresso. And we're just going to put it right, start it on the lash line. But you don't want to go up too high with this color. Keep it as close to your lash line as possible. And then go over back into this brush and just diffuse the edges. And it should blend into that first color seamlessly. See? How easy was that? Like literally you can do this with black, purple, green. You can have like any color smoky eye you want. You want to keep it as close to the lash line as possible. Just keep it on the lid, or else that is where it will cross over into the I look like I got punched in the eye look. So just tap it. Don't worry about blending yet. Just get the product on the eyelid. See the edges, if you look really close, aren't that blended. But then I'm going to go back into this brush. I'm not putting more color or anything on it. I'm just kind of using whatever is on the brush. And I'm just going on the edges and diffusing the edges of the darker color, and it naturally blends into that first color. See? And I'm just going to slightly pull it out to kind of wing out the eyeshadow a little bit. Just like that. Because I want it to gradient. I want it to be the darkest it can be along the lash line, and I want it to fade into your skin tone. Pretty much that area underneath your brow. I want to try the new MAC liners. So MAC came out, you know what, let's go to black. And I'll tell you why having a black eyeliner is so essential. I know that sounds silly because you know, a lot of people think, oh, well, everyone has a black liner, but they only use it one way. You can turn a black liner into any smoky color by what eyeshadow you put on top of it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this black liner, and this is the gel liner, the new ones from MAC. They just came out. This one's called Glide or Die. The MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil. And I love gels because they have a really great blendability to them. So what I'm going to do, you know what, I'm going to curl my lashes first. Why am I curling my lashes first? Because I don't want to disrupt the liner. Curl my lashes real quick. And I'm using lashes today, so I don't have to curl them too hard. If I wasn't doing lashes, I'd curl them even more. But I just want them curled enough so that when I put the lashes on top, you can't see them, if that makes sense. So like if I went to the side, you wouldn't see my lashes underneath the false lash. So I'm just curling it ever so lightly enough to go into the false lash. And now I'm going to do the eyeliner. I'm going to go back into that color from MAC. And I'm going to focus this color on the outside and then fade it towards the center. So I'm going to go in with the black, and then I'm going to fade it in. You see that? And then I'm going to... Oh yes. So this is one of my favorite brushes. This, I want to say it's from Mercier. So, but do you see how pointy it is? So this is a perfect liner brush for what I'm doing. So I'm going to go back into that dark brown color with this pointy brush, and I'm going to go right over the black color. So it's going to make it a blacker or darker version of the eyeshadow on my lid, so that when it's all done, it's going to be like dark brown, and it's going to go to like a dark brown, and then it's going to a medium brown, and then it's going to go into your skin tone. So you want to kind of be quick with this because gel liners will dry pretty quickly. But I didn't, if you notice, I didn't blend it first and then put the eyeshadow. As you put the eyeshadow on top, it blends it for you. Look how pretty that is. I'm just gonna pull that liner out a little bit. Ooh, that liner kind of dried very quickly, just FYI. So I'm gonna do the other side real quick. And you kind of have to move quickly or else you don't want the eyeliner to dry down. So I'm just kind of refining it a little bit with that eyeshadow. And I'm cleaning up as I go. The Q-tip. Your Q-tips should be your best friend when doing eye makeup. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a small brush. I'm going to take this small NARS brush, small and fluffy. Again, going back into the dark brown color, espresso. I'm just going to run it across the bottom lash line. So literally aim for your lashes. Like in your mind, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to try to put the eyeshadow on my eyelashes and not underneath your eyelashes, even though that's how it's going to look when it's done. Does that make sense? So I'm just taking this brush, and I'm trying to use the tip of the brush, and I'm just trying to focus it on the outer corner, and then I'm just going to lightly blend it towards the center, towards the front of my eye, just like that. How pretty! I mean, if you want to make it more intense, you can take the dark liner or black liner and put it on the inner waterline, and then put the eyeshadow, like kind of like what you did on the top, to kind of blend it out and give you that super duper smoky eye. But honestly, I don't like doing it because it gets into my eyes and it's super uncomfortable all day. So on me personally, I don't like to wear it because it gets into my contacts and it's just too much. But it does, I have to admit, it looks so good. That mirror was so dirty. I can barely see. Okay, now we are going into the mascara, and this is one of my favorite mascaras that I've tried. At first I was a little hesitant because this company isn't known to have the best mascaras, or for a long time they held that title. But this one's a thumbs up. I'm using the MAC Stack mascara. It's really cute. It looks like a little chess piece. But it is so good in terms of volume. And like I said, I have like really non-existent lashes, but thanks to a new lash, I have something to work with now. So it has an interesting brush. Let me show you the brush. But this is the brush. Do you see it? It has a little spiky tip. It has different levels. Oh, it looks like it has like little forked bristles, but it does a really good job. Kind of clumpy, but in a good way, if that makes sense. Like, this is definitely a volumizing formula, so I have to be careful. But I do love to use this formula when I put lashes on, because it blends the lashes into... Sorry, it blends my lashes into the false lashes seamlessly. It just looks so good. But I've seen some of my coworkers wear this, and their lashes look out of control in a good way. Like, just so full. So if you haven't tried this mascara, definitely try it. Look at that. Yes. Yes, new lash. She is coming through for me. I got a little mascara on my eyelid. It's okay. I personally don't like this mascara on the bottom though because it is very, very strong. Just stack. Oh, and the biggest, I guess, like, feature of this mascara is that you can build it to however much thickness and length you want. It's designed to continuously build on itself. So if you like to control how much volume you get, definitely check out this mascara. Alright, now it's lash time. We don't carry a lot of lashes here. So the lashes I'm actually using are by the Makeup Shack. If you guys live here in Vegas, I'm sure you guys know what the Makeup Shack is. These ones are called the Evelyn lash. Lashes are totally my sexy. You know how, like, sometimes, I mean, you know how, like, with different people, they have that one product that, like, makes them come to life. Like, some people it's eyeliner, some people it's mascara, some people it's foundation. Mine are false lashes. When you put a false lash on me, it's just like, yes. Looking at the size looks good. Oh, yes. That just made it happen. Sure did. Thanks, lashes. Look at the difference. I mean, this is cute too, but the lashes. A lot of makeup artists like to hide behind lashes too. So when you see a makeup artist, here's a little tip. If you see them do someone's makeup, look at the client's eyeshadow with their eyes closed. Because a lot of times, a lot of makeup artists out there, you know who you are, will hide a rush job behind fake lashes. So, see, I can close my eye and you can see that it's blended pretty well. And then when you open your eye, it just enhances it. And that's what lashes should do. Lashes should just enhance the eyeshadow, not make the whole eye look. And these are pretty big. These lashes are pretty big. But like I said, I'm going for a glam look. And that's it. Yes, lashes. Look at that. Lashes just exclamation point, okay? So you know what? I don't have any other mascara up here to do the bottom lashes. So I'm going to use a MAC stack and pray that it doesn't look crazy clumpy. So I'm just going to try to wipe off extra on the mascara itself. And I'm not going to do the side to side. I'm just going to pull down on my own lashes and barely touch them. Look at that. I mean, I'm telling you, this MAC stack is powerful stuff. We're almost there, guys. It's just lips. So we're just doing lips. It's the last step. So I am using a color by KEVYN. It's the Unforgettable Lip Definer. And let me tell you, I wish KEVYN would come out with like 50 more lip liners because their formula is so good. It blends beautifully. Right now in store I have like 4 liners. We're sold out of like 2, but put a link down below for you to check them out on the website. But they are the perfect nudes. I love them. So I'm just gonna do a quick natural lip liner. So this one has a little bit more depth. It's not super duper nude. It's just dark enough to give me definition on my lips. So I like to go thicker on the inner corners like this. And then I blend it towards the center. And it just gives a really pretty gradiated look. I like that it has a little lip brush on the other end too. Isn't that pretty? Even like that, just by itself, it's pretty. I'm going to use this lipstick from Surratt. And I really love this formula. It's called Face Swap, a lip slick. And they're really nice because they're not like, they're almost like a lip gloss. They're kind of similar to the Hourglass ones that I used in the previous video, except they're not as creamy. This one's creamy, but it feels like it sticks to your lips a little bit more, but they are shiny as well. And I'm just gonna put this towards the center. That, I'm not gonna put any on the outside. I'm just doing the center. And then, people always joke me when I do that. but that really helps the product gradate towards the center. And I learned that when I first started with MAC in the early 2000s, how to blend your lip liner into your lip gloss, because that was all the rage back then. Well, that's the look. And then I'm going to put a little bit of gloss. I'm going to use the NARS Orgasm Lip Gloss. They just reformulated their lip glosses, so now they're like super smooth. They almost feel like lip balms, which is really nice. So I'm going to put a little bit of this gloss in the center. Oh my, yes. Alright guys, let me just take my hair down. Alright guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? Is it giving like tropical Caribbean summer vibes? I think so. I feel like the eyeshadow is super easy. I feel like anyone can do it if you just practice. It's 2 eyeshadows and an eyeliner, literally. I hope you guys like this look. Please subscribe. Press the notification bell to get notifications when new videos come out. Comment down below if you have any questions. And follow me at my Instagram, which I will have listed down below in the description box. And thank you again for coming to my channel and learning a little something with me. See you guys later.